Alright, so there you go. I finally made it to my destination. I figured I'd run into it if I kept going uphill. It's a bit hazy, so you can't really see the horizon there. But we are here. We have arrived. So I'm going to sit down and have a smoke, relax for a minute. Took us about 2.5, 3 hours from my place to get here. We're at about probably about 6,500. See if we can hear town. I don't think I can hear town. This may be it, ladies and gentlemen. Plenty of firewood around, like endless supply of firewood here. And of course, also plenty of sunlight. That, my friends, is a puddle. Standing water. We haven't had rain in over a week, I believe. And here also in the gutter, there's standing water. This ground that I'm standing on is actually kind of muddy. So what that means is there's a high water table here and plenty of water to work with. In terms of growing food, in terms of consumption, like personal consumption, there's a little creek just down the way there. But we'd have to find the water source. But we'd also have to figure out what the perfect spot would be. I'm scanning here the north side. Well, no, northwest, west, northwest, I think, side of the clear cut. I'll check the map. But that would be the side I'd go for. I'd have to go pretty deep, a good 200 yards, because these ones out front don't have any buffer, and so there's a possibility that they might fall down. But yeah, as you can see, it is beautiful up here, and you got all sorts of things growing down here. I wish I could zoom in and out while I was recording, but I guess I can do that in editing. So that's alright. My ear is just adjusted to the altitude. Some fireweed in there. So some blackberry, wild roses, all sort of stuff. So yeah, this is it. This is my new location, and I'm going to be inviting people to come join me up here. So if you're watching this on YouTube, I guess you've heard the first of the infos. There you go, and another one. It's a series of connected ones. Basically, the only reason there's any break in the cutting at all is because there's waterways there, and they're only allowed to cut so close to the waterways, so they got as close as they fucking could. Back there, I saw an ancient fucking tree back there, and they cut it down, and it's just laying there. They didn't take it, they didn't use it, they just fucking cut it down. So, look, you guys, I'm taking over. I'm taking over. There we go, talk about a raping village. Alright, so this is one of these pieces of the clear cut here, and that line right there, that line of trees right there, that's it. Oh, there's the bear. Hey, Mr. Bear. Leave it. Leave it. Hip. Come along, please. Anyway, so that line right there is a creek. This line right here is a creek, and they found a little piece, maybe 40 trees that they could log in between those two creeks, just to get the most dollars worth they possibly could. Yep. Anyway, I better call her off. here's how it ends. So this is the last of the blocks here. There is running water in that tree line there. Looks like some good running water. But this is the last of them. And I'll put it on the map, and you'll see where we are as I spit it into town. It's like a dull hum. It's like the fan on the computer is running. But there's definitely a low frequency hum in town. So kind of sucks, but such is life. Even out here in BC, on the side of a mountain, you can't get away from the sound of town. Fuck me. But yeah, I think I'm gonna come in here. I know a bunch of people, and there's plenty of room for everyone to kind of do their thing. And we are above town, so you know, a good 2-hour, 3-hour hike from town. And there's road access, but you gotta go all the way to the next town over to hit the logging road to come back across, which is kind of convenient, kind of not. So yeah, it's definitely a whole bunch of pros and not very many cons, at least for myself. You know, and people can make their decisions from there. But for now, I am going to sit down and have that beverage. We'll sit down next to the creek because that way she has a drink and not this nasty shit from the ditch. One of the first things I'll have to do is bring up a whole bunch of horsetail, and we're just gonna line the shit out of these ditches with horsetail and clean that out. But looks like there's a couple of trails that come through here, scattered around. But so there's different access points, and they'll all eventually make it to town. You know, figure out the map along the way. But yeah, I'm super excited. I'm definitely going to be starting this project this summer. I was thinking this is going to be a location for next year, but looking at it, I might actually be able to pull this off for this winter, which would be pretty sweet. So having 2 camps, one low and one high, that way if I don't want to hike all the way home, I don't have to. But that lower camp will also be available to other people that need housing, which is a big thing all over the place, but even here on the Sunshine Coast.